is to learn how to create a Nearpod lesson. When creating a Nearpod lesson, there are a few different ways that you can do it. But best practice tells us that we need to create a lesson that is visually pleasing to our students, but also has the different aspects that we need. So to do that, we need to make sure we have a preview slide, our content in the middle, and then an ending slide. I'm going to share with you a Nearpod lesson that I have created already, and then I'll dig into how we actually create the different types of activities. So we're just going to do this on a preview setting. But as you can see, this would be a 4th grade lesson here. Here's our opening slide. Today we're learning about nouns. From there, we will see that we have the objective. You can add the standard in there if you would like. And then we start in with our activities. So this is not very long. A typical Nearpod lesson should be probably 5 to 10 slides. We don't want to overwhelm our students. These are meant to be quick lessons and but also meaningful lessons. So here's a poll just to kind of see where our students stand. With that, here is a video where they interact with the information. So each of these dots is a question that your student would answer. From there, we go into a definition. This is just a slide to give information. Then we have writing a sentence, like just share your thoughts. So this is just kind of a board that the students can use. Then we have another activity. This is a time to climb. Students really get into that because it goes through different questions and the kids race up the mountains, and it is really fun. And then we have a picture so that we can get kind of an idea of, do they really understand this concept? You might want to do some kind of a little quiz. And then we have just our last final question to make sure they understand the learning. And then we have our final slide telling them that they're finished with this lesson. So that would be kind of an example of what you're going to be doing when creating your Nearpod lesson. To start out, we're going to click Create, and we're going to make a lesson. Now you can do a video or quick engagement activity, but today for this lesson, we want to click on Lesson. And the first thing that's going to come up is all of these different ways that you can add information to your lesson. So again, best practice tells us to add those beginning slides. So we will go ahead and do that. But if you decide to go in a different direction, you can upload different slides. You could upload an image to maybe get a starting conversation going, something like that. And then you have your interactive slides that you can use with your students. We have our quizzes and games, which help them with understanding the material. We have some discussion slides that can be used. So today we're going to start with just a slide, a normal slide. You will have on here some themes over here if you have a certain color that you like or whatever. So we're just going to continue on with nouns, and we're going to say today we are learning about nouns. Now, I would take a lot more time. I can change colors. I can change fonts. This is a rich content editor that lets you do all of these different things. If you hit save and add new, it's going to add another slide. Because we don't want another slide, we want to go into our activities. We're going to go ahead and hit save. For your lesson, you're going to want to create a Nearpod lesson that includes a beginning slide, at least three activities, and a closing slide. So I'll show you a couple of things here. So to add those activities, we can hit add new. It's going to bring us back to all of the choices that we have. I'm going to go ahead on this one and do maybe a Collaborate board, and I hit add, and I'm going to go ahead and put up here. So I'm going to just put what is a noun. And then I'm going to, in the description, say, please share a noun, or please share what you believe is a noun. Of course, you would take more time to really look at your standards and put that into place. I can even, right here, if I click here, I can do an audio recorder. I can add audio, web content, images. I can look at this and I can say, okay, I want my kids to see the names. I can want them to edit responses. I can even edit or approve student responses, which means if I am not sure of what my students might say, I can make that so that as a teacher, I have to approve that first. We can turn on comments and then we can approve student comments if we need to. So that would be them posting to another student. We also have media types. So right now they can search for images, videos, they can record their own audio, and they can look for GIFs. This is totally optional to you. You just turn those off if you don't want any of that. And again, you'll hit save. You'll want to continue through this process until we get to the ending slide. Now, remember, I've asked that you do at least 3. It would be wise if you went through and kind of looked at each of these different types of activities that you can add. If you're unsure where to go, if you go to the library, you can find different activities to see what those would look like for your students. I'm going to kind of maybe do a draw it. Students really like this. It is a little more difficult when you are on a Chromebook with a mouse or just your with not a writing utensil. But here I'm going to say draw a picture of a noun. And so there are your instructions. Now, sometimes kids are like, I can't see the activity. If you click on the arrow up for instructions, that will bring you to where this is. And then I can save this and it's part of my thing. And then of course I'm going to do an ending slide. So that just means that I'm going to come back here and do a slide. And once I have this taken care of course, like on this, I really like to do a GIF, and I just type in you did it or something fun like you're finished. Some of them are appropriate for younger grades. And then if you scroll down a little bit, this is because I'm creating a video. It's not going to add up because I'm too far down. You can add that on there. Yeah, it doesn't like that I did that. So anyway, I can add an image. I can just choose that. So maybe finish line. There we go. And save that, and that will add that. I can take all this stuff away. But be creative, but make sure your students understand that they've completed the assignment that you've given them. Once you hit save, all you're going to do from here is go ahead and hit save and exit. And once you have that, it's going to be added to your Nearpod library, and it always comes up right at the beginning. One thing that you are going to want to do that I have forgotten already is that title your lesson. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go here to edit, and then I'm going to name my lesson by just clicking on that. And I'm just going to put test lesson. And then we'll go ahead and save that. And then that way you can always find it. It's right there. You can go back and edit. You can add